Pavon here, coming at you from New Orleans, the Smoothie King Center, where the Celtics are about to take on the Pelicans, but that's the last thing on everyone's mind. The news of Kobe Bryant dying in a horrific helicopter crash has been the talk around here. It's unfortunate news. I'm joined by Cedric Maxwell, share a few thoughts. The Celtics locker room has remained closed and will remain that way. Brad Stevens did share a few words, but Max, let's just start off with your immediate reaction of the news.
Well, I'm just shocked, like anybody else. I think I put it out on Twitter today that we're all wear purple and gold. And I guess in the last couple of years, I had just a brief but a kind of funny moment with Kobe, where he would come over and speak to me, and I'd speak to him, and I'd see him at the game, and he'd come over and dap me up, and it was just so cool. And I remember the last game he played in Boston. After the game, the Lakers had won, and everybody was mulling around in the arena, and they said everybody had to go. And I was doing the interview, and they said, "Oh, Max, you don't have to go." I said, "Say he's coming out." I'm like, who's coming out? Kobe's coming out. And he was doing a montage to all the arenas he had played in. And he sees me, and he comes over and says, "Max," he said, "the reason I played as hard as I play because I used to watch old school basketball, and I should see you guys play, and I'd be like, get him, get him." I was like, whoa, Kobe, take it down. So it was such a funny and an honest moment. And from then on, when I'd see him, he would definitely come over and speak to me. And our seats just beside the Lakers, right near their bench. And before one of the games, I had on a purple tie. Kobe was about to go out, and he looked at me and said, "Purple tie, huh?" I said, "Well, this is in honor of you. It was his last game." And he dapped me up, and it was just so cool. And then after the game, he was saying hello to everybody, and then he was ready to leave, and he paused for a minute like he was thinking about something and made a beeline and came right over to me and dapped me up, and it was so cool. And I will always have that as a moment, and I have a great picture of Kobe and I together. And yeah, it's just it just seems so unreal. And I think the most unfortunate thing about it to me as a father, and his daughter died with him, is just that as a father, you're there to comfort your children. And at that moment, what had to be going through his mind and trying to protect his daughter's life at that time, and there was nothing he could do.
We spoke about it on our podcast, just how Kobe took on this role of mentoring the younger players and how he remained, training guys and, of course, training his daughter as well throughout the sport of basketball to get them up to speed and share so much knowledge. And, just this news, I think, is just you look at the way the game is today, and a lot of guys today, like, how do you get on the court? How do you play basketball after all that?
Well, I mean, that's the thing about life. When there was 9/11, the next day was 9/12, and life still went on. And I think that if Kobe Bryant said one thing to us, it's like, you have to keep living. I appreciate the honors. I appreciate the respect you had for me and my family. But at the end of the day, life goes on, and NBA basketball continues to be played. And but there's a big hole. There's a bloody hole in the heart right now, and this is leaking out purple and gold.
Max, you travel with this team. Of course, like I said from the top, Celtics locker room is closed. It will not be open until after this game. But just talk about if you had a couple words to share with some of the players, and which ones did you talk to in particular?
Well, I talked to Jaylen Brown, excuse me. And Jaylen, just for a minute, and I said, "You okay?" He said, "I'm fine." He said, and then he looked at me, and I said, "The news," and he said, "Yeah." And he said, "I never got a chance to meet him." And I just found that to just be like, wow, you never got a chance to meet Kobe Bryant. And it was this look of such disappointment. And now that know that he will never meet him and be able to, just speak to him as a player, that to me is very sad. So I just think that every player is going to affect him in so many different ways. But to have a game tonight after this, that's just almost doesn't seem right. But I again, the NBA goes on.
Stay with us, CLNS Media here on YouTube. We have plenty of reaction after this game and plenty of more content that you can check out. Josue Pavon here, Cedric Maxwell, coming at you from the Smoothie King Center here in New Orleans.